Hey, what's up, guys? You're watching Bobsdecline. Just a quick clip for you here today. Remember a couple weeks ago in one of our most recent videos, at the end of the video, I was asking everyone if they knew what this thing was. If anyone's used this or knows how it's used, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. When I pull it off my truck, sometimes there's not a whole lot of guys that have seen them before. So check it out. It's actually a grounding bale, which is fairly obvious with this part right here, designed for a cutout. This part right here sits in the cutout jaws. Using your hot stick, you tighten that up and you're able to install the ground and ground the bottom part of the cutout. But now, why would you want to use that to ground a cutout? Usually, most of our cutouts in the field, you have a lead coming in the top, another lead coming out the bottom, and it feeds a sideline of some sort. And if you're ever working on that sideline, you install your grounding bale directly on the ACSR. Now, where this guy here comes in handy is for riser poles, for high voltage underground cables. Now, most times in our newer setups, the cable is on a bracket that's maybe a couple feet lower than the cutout. But some older setups, the stinger, we call it, that's the high voltage lead that actually goes up into the cutout, is directly into the cutout, which if ever you have to work on the cable, let's say, I don't know, an elbow burns off on the other end inside the pad mount, and you got to put a new termination on that, new elbow, that thing's got to be grounded before you touch that. So it's not exactly easy to have a ground installed directly onto the stinger of the primary underground, especially if it's driven right up inside the cutout. I think I mentioned on one of my older videos, maybe episode maybe 5 or 6 of being a lineman, where we had a bad cable, that you can install a solid door in the cable and use that as a path through the door and install your ground on the overhead if that's part of your protection. However, most times it's not. If it is, it's going to cause a larger outage. You see where the high voltage termination is? There's a very small piece of wire going up to the bottom of that cutout. That's where I'm going to be installing my grounds. Now, while I'm up there, the top side of that cutout is going to be energized. I've only got maybe 10-12 inches clearance between where my ground's going on and the top of that live cutout. So what you do is you remove the cutout door using your hot stick, and you take your grab that just like you would a tap clamp, hang that in the cutout door, make sure it's good and snug. You might want to give it a little wiggle back and forth. Once that's installed, you simply install your ground on the ground bale, and that's it. You're all set. So one last thing I did want to mention, guys, and this applies to any kind of grounding and bonding. You can see here the main connection points would be, let's say, right around here where that squeezes onto the cutout, and of course your bale itself. It's not a bad idea. Take your wire brush, shine that up, make sure you get a good connection. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for checking in, and hopefully we'll see you next week.